In section 1.7, we're going to cover perimeter, circumference, and area. Perimeter is the length of the line that bounds a figure. Perimeter is measured in linear units because I'm finding the length of the line. Area is the amount of two-dimensional space inside the boundary of a figure. Since area is measuring a two-dimensional object, area is going to be measured in square units. In example 1, to find the perimeter of this shape, I need to find the length of the line that bounds my figure. So I have 3 plus 4 plus, well, this length is going to be the same, 3 plus 4. So my perimeter is 3 plus 4 plus 3 plus 4, which gives me a grand total of 14. And since I don't have a units in here, I'm just going to call this 14 units. If it was in centimeters, I would say centimeters. If it was in feet, I'd say feet. But I'm measuring the length of the line. Area is a different measure. Area is how much space is on the inside of this figure. How many square units fit inside this figure. To find the area of a rectangle, I need to take base times height. I need to take the base of my figure, 4, and multiply it by my height, 3. So in this case, I get a grand total of 12. And I'm really measuring how many squares fit into it. So I'm going to write my answer in units squared. If it was feet, I would write my answer in feet squared. If it was centimeters, I'd write my answer in centimeters squared. If I don't have anything labeled, it's just units squared. In the second example, to find the perimeter, again, I need to find the length of the line that bounds my figure. So I have 3 and 4 and this length right here, which I don't know in this figure. But I do know that I have a right triangle. And if I have a right triangle, I can figure out this third side by using the Pythagorean theorem. So I'm going to plug 3 in for A and 4 in for B and solve for C. So I have 9 plus 16. 9 plus 16 is 25. Now to solve for C, I need to take the square root of both sides. So I'm left with C equals 5. So the hypotenuse of this triangle is 5. So my perimeter is going to be 3 plus 4 plus 5, which gives me a grand total of 12. And again, perimeter is a linear measurement, so it's 12 units long. Area. I don't have a rectangle, I have a triangle. But if you think of a triangle as being half of a rectangle, I can use the rectangle formula, but only take half of it. So the area of a triangle is going to be 1/2 times my base times my height. So I'm going to have 1/2 times 4 times 3. And 1/2 times 4 is 2, and I need to take that answer times 3. 2 times 3 gives me a grand total of 6. And I'm measuring area, so it's units squared. And this makes sense, because if I look at my first example, the area was 12. This triangle is going to be half of that, 6. In example 3, I have a completely different figure. I have a circle. So to find the perimeter of the circle, I need to find the length of the line that bounds my figure. Well, to find the perimeter of a circle, I really need to find its circumference. Circumference is the way to measure perimeter in a circle. To find the circumference of a circle, I'm going to take 2 times pi times the radius. So I'm going to take 2 times pi times 2. Now to simplify this, if this was 2 times x times 2, I'd just multiply the 2 and the 2. If it's 2 times pi times 2, again, all I'm going to do is multiply the 2 and the 2. I can switch the order in which I multiply. I can rewrite this as 2 times pi, which turns into 4 pi. Again, I don't have a unit, so I'm just going to say 4 pi units. This is my exact answer. It's in terms of pi. Now I can find my approximate answer by using my calculator and taking 4 times pi. Four pi's is approximately 12 point. Now I'm going to round to the 10th, 1 decimal place. So I need to look at this decimal place. This 6 tells me round this number up to 6. 12.6 units. This is not an exact answer. This is an approximate answer. I rounded to get that answer. So the length of this line is approximately 12.6 long. To find the area of a circle, I'm going to take pi and multiply times the radius squared. So I'm going to take pi times 2 squared. Well, 2 squared is 4, so I have pi times 4, which I can rewrite as 4 pi. So the exact area is 4 pi units squared. This is the exact answer. If I want to find the approximate answer, I can use my calculator and round. And I've already done that in the perimeter. If you notice, the area and the perimeter are the same measurement. They're not the same unit, but they're the same measure. So how can the perimeter and the area be the same? Well, they're the same number, but they're not measuring the same thing. In the circumference, I'm measuring this length. And in the area, I'm measuring how many squares approximately fit inside. So even though I have the same number answer, I'm measuring different units.